Hey, it's Clay, and this will be a video chart on ticker symbol PRPO. We will take a look at the 30-minute time frame. Real quick, what do I mean by 30-minute in case maybe you're new to charts? Instead of each one of these candlesticks here representing 1 day's worth of price action, which is what you would normally see, each one represents 30 minutes. So while this here may look like several days worth of time, it's actually today's price action broken down into 30-minute time slices. I like to this time frame that does a good job of telling the quote-unquote story of the price, and then makes mapping out where levels of support and resistance a bit easier to see. Did this analysis on Tuesday, so that is where the red and green line annotations are coming from. But after today's price movement, definitely some updates need to be made. First thing I'm going to do is a little house cleaning. Go ahead and get rid of these lines. Sure, those levels still pertain. They're just not relevant right now. And from a presentation standpoint, I don't want to risk causing confusion because there's clutter and lines all over the place. So let's try to keep this as clean as possible. The first update that needs to be done comes about based on a foundational rule in charting, which states when levels of support are broken and closed below, they do tend to act as resistance. So 45 cents was that area of support going into today, and that rule played out pretty perfectly. Price broke down below it, and then you can see on the attempted bounce back there and there was rejected. So while I'm not saying that it's impossible for the price to get back up above 45 cents, I'm just saying that apparently, according to the story of the chart, that is going to be a key level now that we'll need to be focused on if there is going to be any sort of potential return back to the upside. So before you start talking about any of those other upside resistance levels, at least in my opinion, the near-term test to kind of prove the strength of things is getting up above that 45-cent mark. Now, on the flip side of things, as far as supports are concerned, so far so good, especially in regards to the purple line right there, the 50-period moving average, which I know I've talked about in past videos as support. You can see the price got close to it right there and then got a nice bounce from it, and then later on got close to it and once again bounced from it. So ideally speaking, yeah, if the price can continue to stay up above that purple line, that would be the best case scenario. If the price does not hold above it, it's not like it's the end of the world because you do have this next level of support right down there at 38 cents. Now, if the price goes down to 38 cents and breaks below it, which I'm not saying will happen, but if it were to do that, then at that point, especially if the price starts to separate to the downside, the chart starts to look pretty sketchy because that would be beginning to put the price back inside of this range of the chart where it was before the massive movement up to the upside. And not to insult your intelligence, but price movements that go back to where they were, not exactly a sign of huge strength. So that's why keep an eye on 38 cents. Even if it drops slightly below it, that's fine. But the further and further the price separates to the downside of 38, the further and further it puts the price back to where it already was, which again, not exactly a sign of bullishness, but we will see what happens. One of the biggest questions that I get is, hey Clay, how do you find the stocks that you trade? So what I've done is put together a free resource guide where I talk about the tools that I use to locate stocks that I find interesting and think may have potential. So if that sounds like something that could add value to you as a trader, then click on the image that is up on the screen right now and I will email you the guide. The guide itself is very short and to the point, and best part, it's completely free. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know if you have any questions.